Alright, welcome back. It's Mr. I only upload once a week, or even 2 now. It's been a while, like 11 or 12 days, I've lost count. But my opinions on the Vulp today. I was going to call it a Vulp review, but to be honest, I don't think you can really review battle songs, just because they're so, like, they're so opinion based, you know. Someone might like something a lot more than someone else, and I can't really tell you whether something's better or worse than a different battle song, because obviously it's different for everyone. So this is just going to be my opinions plus a few little tech specs, so you can kind of get all the information you need to know about it, plus what I think. So yeah, I won't really be doing any of those rated reviews anymore, just because, like I said, it's just too preference based. So literally this will be all opinion based. I can't say this is better than anything else, but you know, there was a lot of hype around this, and you all saw the hype around the Vulp, right? Everyone was licking Will's ass over it. They were all just super excited. Oh, this amazing new $60. It's not a clone, it's an original, and whatnot, on Amazon, and it was built by Will Hirsch himself, and everyone was bum licking Will, and they were all just like, oh, this is amazing, it can't get better than this, look at this for only $60. And then everyone actually got their hands on them, and they were just like, yeah, it's alright, and they were making up excuses for it. Bad tolerances happened, and everyone was like, oh, well, here's how to fix your Vulp after it's broken itself, because it's a bit shit. I don't think it's a bad battle song, but I don't think it's good either, put it that way. I think there are better options for $60 if you're willing to buy clones. If you don't want to buy clones and you want something for Amazon fast shipping and for cheap, yeah, solid option. I mean, I'd say the Morse is better than this, but a lot of people don't like how the Morse looks. This thing's got looks going for it, for sure. But yeah, I don't think this lived up to a lot of people's expectations and all the hype around it. But I'll go over some tech specs real quick. So it's 6061 aluminum, same as most of the other clones / other valleys in this price range, mostly just clones, to be honest, and then all the one originals and things like that. Yeah, it's got bushings, same as this is very similar in spec to basically all the other clones I've reviewed. It's got bushings, washers, channel design, Zen pins, the works really. It's got jimping down here, which is really cool to see. I see a lot of people now are adding these to their designs. I don't use jimping a lot, purely because I don't do a lot of ladders, but it's useful for these choker fans. See, when I do throw a choker fan and I reverse it and do all of that or whatever fancy shit that I can't do on camera, then it's useful for that. Oh, and the trainer blade, the fact that it's Bowie. They've only got this as a trainer so far. I think they said they only will have this as a trainer, but you don't see many Bowie trainer blades, so that's kind of cool to see. And yeah, $60. I think I mentioned that earlier. It's $60 on Amazon. It's sold out at the moment, I think, and it will mostly be sold out for pretty much all the next few drops, unless you're quick, because like I said, everyone's bum licking Will over this, and everyone tries to pick them up basically as soon as they can. If it's your first battle song, I'd say yeah, maybe try and get in on that hype, because it is a very good option. But I think they come in come in a lot of colours. They come in this purple, there's a pink, there's an orange, you know, like a teal. Well, there will be a teal. They dropped in this fake greenish teal. Then there's a forest green, which is like an actual green, and then there's red as well. And I have a feeling the red one has an inked blade, but the rest don't. They're all just normal silver, and it comes with bottle opener versions as well. So you have a bottle opener here. This is just the normal trainer. I've heard the bottle opener can, if you accidentally bite handle chaplain, the bottle opener can snag on you, which is good, I guess. But you don't really want to be chaplaining with this thing anyway, and I'll explain that later. It's a bit shit for it. Okay, so we'll just quickly run over my opinions of it, since a lot of people have asked me. We'll do looks first, because I really do like the way this looks. It's got this I love the purple anno. My favourite colour is purple, as you know. It's got jewelling in the middle of the handles, if you can see that in the light. Jewelling all the way down there, down to the end. It's got kind of a satin blade finish like that. Or is it matte? I think it's satin. And obviously the Bowie is my favourite, what do you call it, blade style, so you know I had to get it. That was white handle. Anyway, little logo and the Nabalis, very aesthetic. I really like how this thing looks, and you know, with the jimping and stuff, it really kind of completes it. This gives a lot of grip up here when flipping. Because of the thin handles, this Balsam doesn't have a lot of grip, so adding the jimping and the texturing here, the jewelling as well, really helps to, what do you call it, provide some of that grip that the thin handles kind of mean that it doesn't have. This thing kind of reminds me of the Kraken clones, to be honest. It's very similar in materials, similar in kind of design, if you get what I mean. Thin, long handles with the jimping down the end. It flips kind of similar to the Kraken clone. It doesn't flip as well as the Kraken clone, but it, you know, it's sort of there. Just, it reminds me ever so slightly of it in the way that it flips and feels and looks even, although not quite. It's not a clone, obviously, of a clone, but that's just kind of what I get from it, from flipping it. It reminds me a lot of when I've flipped Kraken clones in the past, and even my Kraken, wherever that's gone. I find that it's not too difficult to switch between the two. The Kraken's a little bit more neutral. The Vulp I find is quite handle biased, although a lot of people have told me it's blade biased, so I don't really know what to believe there, since I think it flips a little more handle biased than the Kraken, just based off what I've gone off of, what I've flipped at least. But I'm not too good at telling bias, if I'm honest, so I'd go take that from someone who knows what they're talking about. Now for the sound test. His tap, by the way. I'll do tolerances and sound in the same section. Oh, I fucked that up right at the last second, but you got the main sound, didn't you? It's not a bad sounding balisol, that's for sure. It's pretty standard for 6061. It doesn't have too many annoying rings or anything like that. It just kind of sounds alright, to be honest. It's nothing crazy, but it's got all the nice vibrations in, like the like when you're flipping like this, you'll find that it makes all the clacks when you close it. It makes that nice vibration noise when you bounce it off your fingers. Do stuff like that. When you ice pick it, it makes all the nice noises that you like when you're flipping balisols. At least I like. This is my opinions. But as for flipping, I'm not a huge fan of this, if I'm honest. I don't really want to end on a bad note, but I'll probably end here after this section. For flipping, it's alright. I mean, I don't like the bias. I'm not a fan of the bias, but if you're starting out on this, you won't know anything else, so it'll be alright, the bias for you. But one thing I've noticed is it does not chaplain. You have to really work to keep the chaplains going. Or they fly out your hands like that. So if you're doing loads of chaplains, like I do, I'd say maybe think twice. It's not bad, you can definitely learn to do it on here, but it's not sticky, that's for sure. It's definitely not sticky at chaplains. For fanning and stuff, it's alright. For pretty much everything other than backhand fans, it's pretty good. For rollovers, it's great, but for these backhand fans, I've noticed it always gets stuck on my wrist as I go around, or it doesn't flow nicely. Like, let's say something like the Kraken does, or the Rep even. Even my Chroma flips better than this, in my opinion, of course. But that's probably because I'm more used to flipping my Chroma, as I flip it pretty much every day. But anyway, I'll probably leave it at that. I don't want to talk too much about the flipping, since obviously it's different for everyone. Everyone has different preferences. But you've heard sound. I've talked a bit about the materials, a bit about my opinions on it. I'll just quickly say now, if you're looking for a first balisong, I'd say very viable option, especially if you want it quick and relatively cheap. You can get this off of Amazon. I will link somewhere to get it in the description so you can have a look, but chances are, if you're from a different country to me, you won't be able to use that Amazon link. But if you just search up Nabalis Vulp online, or Nabalis Vulp balisong, I'm sure you'll find somewhere to buy it very easily. I'll have little timestamps so you can skip to various points in the video, whatever you want to hear about, because I know it's getting long now. But I'll be seeing you in the next one. I've got a Gale clone on the way by Shark, and I have a B+ Kraken clone, but I probably won't be showing that on here. If you do want to, because I've already shown it obviously in the past, but if you want to ask me any questions about that, you can do that via Discord or Instagram, and like always, I'll link the stuff in the description for that. I've already sold this actually. If you know Gallon Balisong, I've sold it to him, along with the Orca from last video. So these will both be going, and that'll probably make some space for some new stuff. Right now, if you want to hear my opinions between these two, since they're the same price, the Orca's better, in my opinion. I'll be seeing you.